Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV with Dan the Voice Diker, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Riker. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, in La Crosse on 3rd Street downtown and George and Gillette Street. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning.
All right, race fans, welcome in. Seven Rivers Racing, KQEG TV, along with Billy Doc Niles, Paul the Penguin Riker, I'm Radio Man Dan Diker. And you're probably thinking, okay, there's no racing going on, there's no Oktoberfest yet, so what in the world could you be talking about in the program today? Billy Doc Niles.
I think we should talk about the Night of Destruction.
Ooh, I like that. Should we have a guest?
Yes.
You're going to raise your hand.
Yes.
Okay.
I want a guest.
Whoever you say we're going to bring in.
How about the guy that won the Enduro lacrosse, Colton Pennel?
Ooh, bet on that.
I like that idea. That's a brilliant idea.
Too. And I even have a better idea.
What is your better idea?
So Colton Pennel wins the, we're going to make this whole show about destruction. We're going to give you highlights of the Night of Destruction, which had 5,000 plus people out there. It was simply phenomenal. And Colton Pennel, who wins an Enduro, which that was a lot of destruction.
That was a lot of destruction.
How about if in segment 2 we showed people like the entire chunk of the trailer race of destruction?
That would be sweet. I think
I like it.
Yes.
Night of Destruction on Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers
I'm starting to
Racing.
sweat already. And because it's getting so hot in here, I might want to call Carey Heating and Air Conditioning.
The temperatures kind of got up there a little bit this week.
Yeah.
Nice segue, by the way. The temperatures got up there a little bit this week as you were trying to clean that heater out. All of a sudden, you had to turn the air conditioner back on. But you know what? You still should get that furnace checked out. Give Carey Heating and Air Conditioning a call. Get it checked out before it's too late, before it breaks down. And then you got to be like I did 2 years ago and get a brand new one. You don't want to do that. Big Boar Barbecue, of course, our title sponsor. Once again this year, voted #1 in the county for barbecue and best catering. And of course, we got to thank fansarena.com, Epic Media and Vinyl, and of course, Back 40 Wraps for the great sign they gave us. Yes. Cannot put this program on without any of those sponsors.
Let's jump 2 feet right into the Night of Destruction at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. And man, I tell you what, this one was simply fantastic. From the opening stunt to the Hornet race to the fireworks. We jammed in a whole bunch of stuff over about 3 hours. The Hornets did get underway first. What a night for John Hebner.
This would be a Paul Reichert first-time winner alert.
Yes. Give us the sound effects, Paul. John Hebner, the number 14, that only goes out and wins his heat race, as you're going to see right here. He goes out and he wins his first ever feature, and he had some luck going on in the Night of Destruction, which we'll tell you about. What a run. I mean, number one, Cheyenne Stanfield had chased Hebner down to the heat race, and had she not bobbled in turn 2, she wins the heat.
Yes.
Yeah, she was coming on stride. I was watching that on the video. She was running a really good line, and she lost her coming off of turn 2, and that's all Hebner needed to get away to win his very first win, which was a heat race. And then to back it up in the feature, talk about a great night to win your first races.
And I'll tell you, John Hebner, of course, one of the heat races, went to Mark Lethe, and Mark Lethe was simply on a rail that night too, but I think Lethe got a DQ.
Yes.
Or no? Yeah, later in the program. So congrats, first time winner alert to John Hebner. Let's get into some jumping, shall we?
Yeah, as Jesse shows you some of the jumps right here from the Dukes of Hazzard jumping contest, fresh off his minivan championship. Rob Stansfield shows everybody you can go a long way if you put your foot into it, obviously, like he does with his minivan, as he's the one who takes home the Dukes of Hazzard jumping contest win this year.
Let's go into the monster trucks. We have Mechanical Mischief back again. Mr. Burns out of Illinois sold the truck. So it had been here like 10, 12, 13 years. So Mechanical Mischief was back, but Venom was here this year.
Brandon Echternkamp from Quincy, Illinois brought his Venom truck. It looked pretty new. I think he said it's like 5 years old.
5 years old.
Yeah, and they really did a good job doing some, although Brandon did have a little issue, I heard.
Yeah, his fuel filter and the fuel plug was completely loaded, so he had some problems in the first, the fan boat, and then the freestyle afterwards. But Josh Baumgartner from Litchfield, Minnesota, in Mechanical Mischief came out and took care of the crowd. Interesting thing about Mechanical Mischief, he had just broken the transmission the night before the show in Nebraska.
Oh, wow.
They put the tranny on. This is a monster truck, Bill. This isn't a car.
Yep.
You put a tranny on to get ready to jump cars. No clue how this thing was going to perform.
That's incredible. You go in kind of cold like that. It takes a lot of faith to do something like that, and he did a pretty darn good job. And Dan, they did something a little different with the pool jump this year.
The pool sprung a leak.
Oh, no.
So we want to make things a little bit more interesting. Chuck, you're the master of all this stuff. We decided to put the pool and then a boat in front of the pool and then a ramp. You had to literally jump the ramp to get into the boat to smash through the pool. Jared Novak did this, as you're going to see right here. And on the first try, and see, there is no practicing. You can't do this. You can't just smash a pool and go, okay, fill up the next one.
Well, even Evel Knievel went to the top of the ramp and took a look.
Yeah, I mean, Jared Novak had to sit in the chute and launch the car off the ramp, and he had to do it schematically to get into the boat, which hit the pool. Phenomenal.
And
What a great job.
As you all just saw right here, what an awesome job that he did right there.
Steel wall crash, it's always one of my favorites right here. Something both of these guys have done that not a lot of people have done in the past. Both cars, as you're going to see, Bill, what, 360?
Yep, as you see, first of all, you're going to see Jeff Sarver be the first one to take out one of them cars. Does a great job, not just lands on the tires, but a flip and a half. John Hebner, going to be part of this also, has problems with his vehicle, so he gets in another one, flips it completely around, and on a crowd vote, our boy Sarver ends up with the win.
Rollover competition, which is always a good fan favorite as well. Andy Barney, man, did he get some success in this?
He had success, yes. He got 2 perfect rolls. Third one, although he hit the concrete
He
there.
hit the concrete, nose down, flipped on his lid.
But he ended up claiming the victory.
And after about 2 or 3 minutes, he finally had to crawl out of the back seat. Upside down.
My. Oh, wow.
To get out of this thing. So that was kind of interesting. So Andy Barney will get that. Burnout competition, Jonathan Burbach, Rob Stanfield, we're going head-to-head to get to capture the vote right there. The jet cars.
Yes, the jet cars. Oh, yes. Fred Silby brought his Little Red Beer Wagon back, and we had a new one. Bonnie Arnold from Richland, Missouri had a Magnitude, which is named after her husband's 92-year-old mother, Magdalena. I guess originally we're calling it Magdalena with an attitude. So
it was a 1946 Chevy pickup truck that it took them 3 years to steel out the whole thing and to build this, and it was simply phenomenal. Sibley, by the way, has been running jet cars for 60 years. That's 60, Billy Doc Niles.
That is some experience right there.
Trailer Race of Destruction.
Oh, my goodness. And it doesn't get any better than this. They keep getting better and better every time. We're just going to show you a small snippet of what's going on right here. But in the next segment here, after we take our commercial break, you're going to get the whole trailer race, and it's going to be pretty cool. By the time it was all over, a fan vote, Bailey Brown won a close fan vote over Tyler Mitchell. So get ready, get fastened up, and here, get a drink if you have to, because this is going to be a good one.
And you'll notice Tyler Mitchell's camper was the
Diker Disco Machine.
Since Dave True Jr. lit my truck on fire at the Smash-orama. Working on the truck this week, he lit something in the fuel, so lit it on fire again. And then the heater core caught on fire. So I didn't have a truck, but the camper was still there. Tyler Mitchell says, I've got this. And he did. You're going to watch this thing get destroyed up in turn 1 when we return on K2AG TV.
Want to keep your employees happy? Buy them all lunch. Hi, Jerry here at Big Boar Barbecue. We cater lunches all the time for businesses big and small, 10 to 500. We can handle it. Give us a call and we'll help you figure out a great menu. Let's face it, good people are hard to find, so we can help you keep the ones you got. My grandpa used to say, you want to keep someone happy? Feed them barbecue. Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem.
Just come on down for the best food in town at Big Boar Barbecue.
And online at BigBoarBBQ.com.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter.
Hey, Dave.
Like giving Jeff his ladder back before he takes it back. Or where to put the food when you both get the groceries. Or the doggy door that just became a raccoony door. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your 2018 American Standard Building a Higher Standard Award winner. Call Carey today for your free estimate.
Welcome back, race fans. Simmers Racing, KQEG TV, Billy Doc Niles, Radio Man Dan Dyker. That guy in the middle is Paul the Penguin Reichert. It's being brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue. So, Colton Pennel is going to join us in segment number 3, and he came out only the second time ever in a full-size race car, won the Enduro. So to keep with the theme, to really set up Colton Pennel's Night of Destruction win, how about we just jump into...
Let's jump into the trailer race from last Saturday at the Night of Destruction and see how Bailey Brown and Tyler Mitchell made things rack.
Tyler Mitchell's got the Dykers disco machine. All right, got some bumping and banging going on. You've seen the entries. I always wanted my own camper, but that's ridiculous. We've got 2 boats that have taken off in turn 1. All the drivers have felt themselves out. We've got cars turned her over. Oh, someone that just went airborne in a pickup truck in turn 1. Camper's getting destroyed. It's go time. The Flox hand by Bornitz is trying to beat up my camper. The Dyker disco machine is being pile driven now by Jeff Sarvers. Oh, the calamity is happening. Oh, here comes a boat. Run around goes Ken in third. The Thurk is facing the wrong way. Reckless John Clausen's having a problem keeping his started. Oh, the demolition up in turn number 2. Trucks are stuck. Campers are stuck. Rob Stanfield is stuck. 19 of Buzz Perez is also stuck in turn 1. Or turn 2, that is. Jared Novak having a problem getting it restarted down below. Reckless John Clausen. Oh, look at this big smash on the front straightaway. Boat parts just flying left and right. There goes the Dyker disco machine once again. The 2020 stuck right in the back of it. He's going to take him on in turn number 1. Sideways and down goes the Dyker disco machine. Jeff Sarver still has the military vehicle going. The rubber ducky of Leapsh is still holding on strong. 21 still has their trailer. That's one of the goals. You want to knock the trailers off. Here comes the mystery machine with Scooby-Doo on board. Gets spun around again. That 2020 is just taking a beating here in the front straightaway. Here comes Reckless John Clausen. A little bit too hot off for turn 4. Rob Stansfield's truck is stuck next to the other one. They're just destroying the camper on the front straightaway. Kit Kat Curlin, look at this. He's stuck in the back of his camper trying to get himself log jammed. Turn 2 is a junkyard. The number 1 still has a camper. Rob Stanfield, a huge blow up in turn 2. Just destroyed it up in the air. Again, they're just punishing this boat and camper right here in the front straightaway. The Reaper trying to stay strong as well. He's still stuck on the back of someone's camper. John Burbach fighting his way through as well. Mark Bornitz in the 26 Phlox van. Everybody is having a problem getting through the back straightaway. The Mystery Machine is stuck on the back of John Clausen's camper. He's trying to free himself right here in the front straightaway. Sideways we go! And he's finally unhooked himself on the front straight from Clausen's Jurassic Park entry. 6:19 to Bailey Brown. That radiator's almost saying goodnight. He's lost up in the mist in turn 2. A lot of stuff being drugged right underneath of the other machine heading into turn 2. Bang, Jeff Sarver gives Jared Novak's machine a punishing blow. White flag is out. Bailey Brown just nailed Novak's trailer here in the front straightaway. Almost at the conclusion, we've got a fire here in the 2020. He's completely on fire on the underneath. Holy cow, the 2020 of Harley Brabant is going to bring out the checkered flag with the flames down below.
Now, it was Bailey Brown and Tyler Mitchell, Paul Penguin, but there were actually 6 drivers that we had to keep asking the crowd continuously who was going to win because they were destroying everything.
Oh,
They
yes.
had great presentation.
Yes, they did. It's always when you put in the great presentation, you get shot at the fan vote here.
You know, like I said in the last segment, each year this gets better and better and bigger, and, you know, last Saturday night was no different.
When we come back, we're going to talk to a youngster that went straight from the go-kart track to the Thomas Porter Speedway to the La Crosse Speedway, all in a matter of a week. Interesting how he did this. We're going to tell you why Colton Pennel did it and what he did next on KQEG TV.
You want barbecue, but she doesn't? What do? Hi, Jerry here at Big Boar Barbecue. We know not everyone wants barbecue. That's why we feature so much more, like our fried chicken, Philly steak sandwich, meatloaf, great burgers, salads, wraps, and more. So keep peace in the family, stop in and try something from our extensive menu. It's so much cheaper than a divorce. Big Boar and more, Highway 16 West Salem.
Just come on down for the best food in town at Big Boar Barbecue.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter.
Hey, Dave.
Like giving Jeff his ladder back before he takes it back. Or where to put the food when you both get the groceries. Or the doggy door that just became a raccoony door. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your 2018 American Standard Building a Higher Standard Award winner. Call Carey today for your free estimate.
Welcome back, race fans. Severs Racing KQEG TV, along with Billy Doc Niles. Paul the Penguin Reichert is the poster boy. Did you get that?
Poster boy. Nice.
The poster today.
Nice play on words.
And our guest that has all of this stuff here in front of us. I mean, this is some really, really cool stuff right there. And you can see that. Billy Doc Niles has one. Paul, hold yours up above our guest's head. Yeah, look at that. Go-kart racer Colton Pennel from Sparta. Of course, you remember that last name. Like, Pennel. Holy cow, there's another one of them. There is. And tell you what, he really splashed on the scene here a couple of weeks ago. Good to have you in the program. How you been, man?
Thanks. It was good.
So I've got to watch you go-kart race over the past 2 or 3 years, here and there. And I'd always thought you would race go-karts a lot longer than you did. You only ran a couple years.
Yeah, it was probably 3-4 years.
And you didn't mess around. I mean, you didn't even go kiddie karts, did you?
No, we started right in the rookie program about, I think, 3 or 4 races, and then went up to Junior 2.
Which usually they don't let you skip that Junior 1 class unless you've really shown what you can do, and you got a couple of wins right off the bat.
Yeah, I think we won our first heat out there, and then I think we won the first 2 heats and then got second in the feature for the first race.
Splash.
They probably just looked at his last name. Yeah, that's fine. Go on.
Well, at least they would hope so.
Yeah. So you've been traveling around a lot with the go-kart. Talk about some of the adventures you've had.
I went to a big race in Nebraska. We went for the past 2 last years, and I don't remember what we finished in the first year. I think it was like 9th out of 25 karts there, and then last year we actually qualified 6th, and then we ended up 6th in a 40-lap feature.
Nice.
Well,
So how's that feel to go out of town and know you can hang with the big boys that do this stuff all the time?
yeah, it feels pretty good to be up there with them and racing.
So then a couple weeks ago, we're announcing the Crosse Speedway, and this yellow car shows up. They have no clue who it is. I don't have a driver's sheet here. I have nothing going on. So, of course, what do I normally do?
Joe Clutch Pedal. Oh, I thought it was Joe. Must be his twin.
That's Lacrosse's Joe Clutch Pedal.
Must be his twin
and then
brother.
Junior and Senior. Johnny is one that did the Crosse Speedway.
Must be the twin brother.
And I don't find out till like 3 laps into the heat race that this is Colton Pennel. I thought, holy cow, I'm on this all the time. I know everything that's going on in racing around here. And it was a surprise to see him come out. What made the decision so quick to all of a sudden go, hey, let's run Toma in a full-size car?
Well, we knew that enduro race was coming up the next night, so we wanted to have some. That was my first time in a car, so we wanted to have some experience inside the car before we ran that enduro.
And Toma's not the easiest track to go up there and go, oh yeah, I can go 4 corners.
Yeah, yeah, it was a fun track though. But.
So what were your expectations? You ran Toma, did okay. What were your expectations running in the enduro? Did you? Yeah, you didn't expect to come out and win that bad boy.
No, I didn't. I was hoping to get a win, or I was hoping to just finish the race and hopefully to be in top 30 out of the 93 that started the thing. But.
All right, so.
And look at that. Only 2 times has he raced in a full-size car. He does pretty good at Toma and then wins an enduro.
Speaking of the enduro, we've talked about the lineage. If you listen to our radio program this week, and your dad former racer, your uncle former racer, your cousin former maybe part-time racer, and your grandpa the master of the enduros at Toma. How much advice did you get from Grandpa Dale on how to run an enduro?
I got to talk to him a little bit Friday night running at Toma after the races a little bit.
Mm-hmm. What sage advice did he give you that you could share with us, or are they all top secret?
I don't know, a lot of top secret stuff.
To me, it would be avoid the idiots and avoid the junk that was on the track, because there was a lot of bumper. I mean, there was a lot of stuff out there in the first 100 laps that not only are you running these bumpers over, but several cars were dragging them inside the wheel wells. You go the first 100 laps, and Paul and I were watching, and I'm like, okay, this is a young Pennel kid right from the go-kart track. We're going to see how he does right here. And you actually impressed quite a few people in that first half. Well, then you take the break, and then the chute, you're one of the first ones already to be sitting there. I thought, okay, that tank it didn't take too much of a beating right here. You come back out for the next 100 laps. How confident are you that, hey, I have a chance of maybe getting more than a top 30?
Yeah, we went back out there, and I was deciding I was going to push it a lot harder that second stage, and I was waiting for that 30 to go to really kick it in gear and go and try to compete for the win.
After the break, what was it, 42?
40, about half the field.
Yeah, about half the field actually made it back out, and then stagger 5 or 6 laps. A couple more did, but they never finished anything. You got 10 to go. What are you thinking?
I knew I had to be up there somewhere. I was just going as hard as I could and hoping to finish up there. I knew I was going to finish at that point, so.
So then the other winners are announced. All the hubbub goes off. We find out it was, almost 20 minutes later until they announced that the top 2 were disqualified. You get the news back in the pits. What are you doing? What are you thinking? What's going on?
Oh, yeah, it was crazy in the pits to see that I finally won. First thing I thought was the car was already on the trailer. We had to unload everything.
To push it back in the winner's circle.
Yep.
Now, who was more happy, you or your dad? Because he was on Facebook as I'm sitting there in the tower. He had it on Facebook faster than I did.
Yeah, I saw my phone keeps popping up, Dennis Pennel on Facebook posting everything.
So when does it hit you? I just, in my second full-bodied race, just won a 93 car enduro.
Well, it really hit me driving to the winner's circle, going there in the car. It was a really cool experience being able to win that.
So what are the plans for the rest of this year? Are you doing more enduros? Are you going back to go-karts? What's the plans for the rest of this year?
I don't know if we're going to be running any more go-karts for this year at least. We're planning on running the 2 ISS enduro races for the last 2 races of that series.
Okay, and what are the plans for 2020? What's the future look like for young Colton here?
We're hoping to get a late model ride for next year and maybe a Midwest truck. We'll see what happens. And
lofty goals. Well, good luck to you. I hope you
trucks.
Yeah.
I do. I fell in with that truck series and what those guys have done with that over the past couple of years. And either way, man, that's outstanding to see another Pennel come out of these areas right here and hopefully follow the footsteps of not only the folks that are watching this right here, but Davey that's not even here for and the luck that he used to have as well, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of Davey, why don't you tell us who the couple of sponsors you got that helped you get through this Enduro?
Yeah, we had Davey's Auto Repair help us. He's out of Sparta, and then we had Candy Rentals for my dad helping us.
Do you still have that Enduro car that he had earlier this year sitting behind his shop?
Yeah, he's got that. Actually, my other cousin, Davey's brother, is going to be racing in this ISS as well with us.
Wow.
They just keep coming.
That sounds like breaking news right there.
We should have had that on the radio show.
They're like Carlson's. They're everywhere.
Wish we had more time because I know there's a lot more racing we could get out of Colton. But from the go-kart track, 2 full-body races, wins the lacrosse enduro, which is a testament in itself. And then we can't wait to see what trials and tribulations he has coming up next year. Thanks for coming in, man, and good luck.
Thank you for having me. Thanks.
All right, Colton Pennel. That's going to do it for the program. For Paul Reichert, you lift it up.
Lift it up.
There. And Billy Doc Niles, my name is Radio Man Dan Dyker. I want to thank you for joining us on the program. We will see you next week with, Oktoberfest news right here on KQEG TV.
You've been watching Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV with Dan the Voice Dyker, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Reichert. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, in La Crosse on 3rd Street downtown and George and Gillette Street. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning. Thanks for watching Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV.
Want to keep your employees happy? Buy them all lunch. Hi, Jerry here at Big Boar Barbecue. We cater lunches all the time for businesses big and small, 10 to 500. We can handle it. Give us a call and we'll help you figure out a great menu. Let's face it, good people are hard to find, so we can help you keep the ones you got. My grandpa used to say, you want to keep someone happy? Feed them barbecue. Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem.
Just come on down for the best food in town at Big Boar Barbecue.
And online at BigBoarBBQ.com.